Okay, so this is a picture I did some time ago. In fact, I did a series of 3 of these. I ended up calling Transfixed cats. And the point of them, I wanted a very simplistic image. So here you see it's a cat with some swirls behind him. That's pretty much it. He's kind of framed in. And I did this so I could use my smaller sets of pencils. Complete sets, like Costco is a 36 set and Artista is a 72 set. So anything that was, in the 30 to 70 range, 50, I wanted to have an image that I could use and try to really grasp a lot of the colors in those smaller sets. But the funny thing was, after I designed this image, it ended up sitting on my desk for, I dare to say, a few months, and other images came and went, but those just kind of sat there. And it's not that I didn't want to color them. There was nothing that was coming to mind. And I'm sure you've been in that spot. You kind of have that urge to color and to be creative, but you're just kind of at that block. Well, that was what it was with these images. I liked all 3 images and I really wanted to add some life to them, but nothing came to me. And then one day I was just going through some Facebook coloring images in group pages. And sure enough, I came across an image that just spoke to me. And I ended up using this person's color palette to inspire me to color something. And it's funny because I reached out to her basically to say, thanks for your beautiful image. You've inspired me to do something. She then turned around and said, well, actually, if we're going to give credit, I got my color palette from another artist and she named another lady who was coloring. So it's just kind of funny how when we post images, you never know where it's going to end up. Like it's going to end up on somebody else's table to inspire them to create something great. So in this image here, I'm actually using a set of Artisto, and that's the 72 set. And when I open those up, it's gorgeous. And I instantly wanted to use them and dive into something real bright like this. I wanted to use a lot of those blues and greens and some real rich browns, like, touching in some earth tones. And the next thing was going to be my approach. And you can see here, like where I'm doing a lot of the gradients, where I start off in a blue or a green or something to that effect. And then I turn around and go into a dark, deep brown. And to be clear, when I'm doing this, I didn't really have a game plan. I now knew what colors I wanted to include in my color palette. I had that going for me, but outside of that, like I didn't know, okay, well, this blue is going to go from this light blue to an aqua. I really, really didn't know. You're looking at, my video put together after the fact where I'm time-lapsing it, where I'm cutting out the pauses. But trust me when I say there's a lot of moments in between where my pencil comes off this paper that I'm either pausing or stopping the camera to sit there and stare at this page, sometimes for a painfully long time, to figure out where am I going to go with this color. Sometimes it's easy and you see it quickly, and then just sometimes you got to search for it. Something I've learned to enjoy is doing these types of backgrounds where I go beyond the scope of the image and outside of the frame. What I'll usually do is say, what color do I have the most of? And you would think, well, that's the color you want to avoid because then you'll have too much of it. But the truth is, if done right, it really ties the background to the foreground. Here, I'm using, like, the majority of what I have is the cooler colors. So I took that color and I kind of just bled it. The way I look at it is as if it's watercolor and it somehow has leaked outside of that image. It's hit the page and it's kind of just making its way out. So I'll start darker and then I'll lighten it as I pull away from the image again to give it that soft look and almost a controlled chaos where I'm not letting it just go everywhere, but I'm giving it the illusion that it's kind of found its way outside of the picture.